Revelation Lesson 7. Antichrist, false prophet, Satan. Antichrist, 666, the little horn, beast out of the sea. Verse 1. And the dragon stood on the shore of the sea, and I saw a beast coming out of the sea, and he had 10 horns and 7 heads, with 10 crowns on his horns. Which beast can it be? The top one, the bottom one? Antichrist, who is he? He has 10 crowns on the 10 horns. Is he a literal wound or symbolically back from dead, supernaturally? He will be tremendous for the 42 months. He has tremendous power to wage against the saints and to conquer them. And many saints will be killed. The beast out of the sea, the Antichrist. A fatal one, but the fatal one would have been killed. 17 verse 8. The beast which you saw once was, now is not, and will come out of the abyss and go to his destructions. The beast he once was, now is not, and yet. Is it the most evil king from the past will come back from the abyss supernaturally? He or his spirit is the Antichrist. He will be tremendous during the 42 months tribulations. There are also 7 kings. 5 have fallen. 1 is, the other has not yet come. 7 kings represent 7 empires. 5 empires have gone. 1 still is, and 1 is yet to come. The one to come is the 10-nation alliance, the 10 horns. The 7th empire will come at the end times for a short time. It is an alliance of the 10 nations. The Antichrist empire is the 8th empire and rule shortly with the 10-nation alliance. Along the way, the Antichrist will destroy 3 nations of the 10-nation alliance. So who can be the Antichrist? To some wives, their husband; to some husbands, their mother-in-law; and to many employees, their boss. So who could the Antichrist person be? He once was, now is not, and will come. The beast, Revelation 17:8, the beast which you saw was once. Once was, now is not, and will come out of the abyss and go to his destructions. So before John time, can it be these 4? The Pharaoh of Egypt, the Assyrian king, the Babylonian king, the Antichrist, 4th Epiphanes. They all both conquered Israel. Or Nero, Caesar. He persecuted Christians, beheaded Paul, and crucified Peter. Would it be his spirit that will come in the end time? So who will be the Antichrist empire? 5 have fallen, 1 is, and 1 is to come. So there were 5 empires before John, which is the 6th empire, Roman Empire. The 5 fallen empires are Egypt, Assyria, Babylon, Media, Persia, Greece. The one that is to come is the 10-horn empire. And the verse 11, the beast was once and is not, is an 8th king. He belongs to the 7th and is going to his destruction. So the Antichrist empire is the 8th empire, coming from the 10-horn empire. Where does it come from? Moscow. Ezekiel 38 verse 1. The word of the Lord came to me. Son of man, set your face against God of the land of Magog and the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. Moscow is directly far north of Israel. Moscow, the present day of Magog. Antichrist is the king of Moscow, and Nero released from the abyss. Or is it from Turkey? Turkey is also directly far north of Israel. He's having great military might. Today, he's the number one world's most powerful people. He and many nations with him. Antichrist and the 10-nation alliance. 3 of the first horns will be uprooted. Libya, Egypt, and Sudan will be uprooted. Perhaps Syria is a prelude to the invasion of the Holy Land in the future. Today, Russia and Iran has strong presence in Syria. Ezekiel 38 verse 4, I will turn you around, put hooks in your jaws and bring you out with your whole army. Verse 8, after many days you will be called to arms. In future years you will invade a land. The land is Israel. Now we talk about the 666. Mark, name and number of the beast. 666. Revelation 13:17, so that no one could buy and sell unless he had a mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of his name. For it is man's number, his number is 666. Greek and Hebrew alphabets have associated numerical number. Revelation was written in Greek. In Greek alphabet, the He is 600, C is 60, and Sigma is 6. Together, there's 666. It's the mark, the name of the beast, and the number of his name. Who can he be? Mark of the beast, verse 17. So that no one could buy or sell unless he had the mark. And also it's very technologically possible with the implantable RFID or NFC, near field communication chips, making it possible now. It can store large information and execute digital transactions. Number of the beast again. Revelation was written in Greek. He, C, Sigma, 666. Plus Nero's name and number in Hebrew, if we add up together, is 666. Nero was the worst persecutor of Christians around John's time. It may be the spirit of Nero released from the abyss in the end times. Fatal wound, physical or back from the abyss, or both. The whole world was astonished, likely to be a literal wound, as the whole world would be astonished by the dramatic event. The beast who was wounded by the sword and yet lived. Zechariah 11:70. Woe to the worthless shepherd who leaves the flock. A sword will be on his arm and on his right eye. His arm will be totally withered and his right eye will be blind. Antichrist foreshadow. Antiochus IV Epiphanes. In BC 171, Antiochus IV Epiphanes stopped the Jewish sacrifice, placed the Olympian god Zeus and his image in the temple of Jerusalem, and offered pig as sacrifice. He is considered as the abominations of desolations by Jewish people until today. However, he is the foreshadow of the little horn to come in the end times, because when Jesus talked about the abomination of desolation, BC 171 was already over. Is Antichrist all powerful? Zechariah 14:2, he can only occupy half of the city. Revelation 11, there will be two witnesses that will be fighting so hard against him. Revelation 12:13, the woman will have great help from God. Verse 14, the woman was given the two wings of the great eagle, will be taken care of times, and half of the time. Revelation 17:3. There I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet beast. So the great prostitute is also fighting very hard with the scarlet beast, which is the Antichrist. So the Antichrist is not all powerful, only Jesus is omnipotent. False prophet. The beasts are of the earth. 11. Then I saw another beast coming out of the earth. He had two horns like a lamb, but he spoke like a dragon. Two horns like a lamb. Sounds good. Sounds very pastoral, godly, but he spoke like a dragon, which is the devil himself. So he is a false prophet. Who is he? 13. He performed great and miraculous signs, even causing fire to come down from heaven to earth in full view of man's supernatural power. And he set up the image of the first beast. And he gave breath to the image of the first beast so that the beast can actually speak. And he forced everyone to receive a mark on his right hand or on his forehead, so that no one could buy and sell. The power is commercial too. Internet of Things and digital payment make it possible. Who could be the false prophets? Characteristics of the false prophets. Out of the earth, perhaps humbling beginning. Two horns like a lamb, religious. Thirdly, speak like a dragon, authority, deceptions, power. Perform great and miraculous signs, supernatural ability. And he's a deputy to Antichrist, one of the evil trinity, exercise all authority on his behalf, force everyone to receive the mark. Sent to the lake of fire, first two to be sent to the lake of fire together with the Antichrist. Candidates, the Pope, Vicar of Christ, the two-horned Mithra, and he's the fourth world's most powerful people. But if the great prostitute is Roman Catholic, then can the Pope be the false prophet still? The Mahdi, Islamic Messiah, or the Isa, Islamic Jesus. According to Islamic traditions, the Mahdi's tenure will coincide with the second coming of Jesus Christ, Isa, who is to assist the Mahdi against Dajjal, the false Messiah. If not, who else? Satan, Antichrist, false prophets, 10 horns. Satan, red dragon, is called devil, serpent, and Lucifer. One of the three archangels. Lucifer means morning star, wanted to be like God, was cast down from heaven with a third of angels. Craftiest, accuser, tempter, murderer, cultivate, prince of this world, father of lies, and he will be sent to eternal damnation. The evil trinity, Satan, 6, dragon, devil, the mastermind. Antichrist, 6, beasts out of the sea, military might. False prophets, 6, beasts out of the earth, religious. Perhaps Antichrist and false prophets are the Satan's two weaknesses. Antichrist, is it Russia, Turkey? The 10 horns, the 10 nation alliance, are they the countries around Middle East? Who will be the false prophets? End of lesson 7. If you have any constructive dialogue, I welcome you to send your email to s4.ministry@gmail.com.